There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Yeah. Weird.
What is that? What's going on? Why don't they like it? We spent $250 million on this.
Truth be told, I thought I was never going to make a video about Snow White ever again. I thought the movie is out. I've made my few videos on the situation. I don't think it could get any worse. Time and time again, I'm proven wrong. And that's low-key a good thing because rent isn't cheap, so here we go. So a few days ago, Snow White finally came out. Yeah, a lot of people didn't like it. Since the last time I made a video on this movie, the score went even lower. It used to have like 48, 49%, and now it has a 44. Somehow the audience score is at 73, and I'm like, were you high during the movie? Were you under any substances? Because I'm sure if I had a beer or two, or 3 or 4 or 5 6 7, I would have a better time watching this movie. So maybe that's what happened. But on IMDb, it has a rating of 2.1 stars. I said this multiple times. I don't have an agenda. I'm just a guy who likes movies, and I just think this movie was not needed. You could have done so much with those 250 million. Even burning it would have been a better idea than to make this movie. The movie came out Thursday, I believe. I'm recording this a Sunday. You're probably seeing this on a Monday. We do have the box office numbers. Box office, Snow White leads with sleepy $43 million. I believe the predictions at some point were like 49 to 53, and a few months ago it was much higher. It was like in the 60 to 80 million. And 43 million, don't get me wrong, it's a lot of money. But when you've put a quarter, if not a bit more, over $250 million into a movie, yeah, this isn't too good. I'm sure the guys over at Disney, they're not happy. I believe that was only in the US. The worldwide opening, the global box office, was $87.3 million. And don't get me wrong, $87 million worldwide is an insane number. But movies rarely hit their opening box office weekend, if you will. And what normally happens after, the giant first boom, if you will, of the movie coming out, it just keeps going lower and lower. So on the next week, it's gonna have what, 40 million, 30 million? I don't think it's gonna be a complete flop. I think it might break even, if not, hit 300. I feel bad for the people who had to edit this movie or who worked on the special effects, and I'm sure a lot of them had sleepless nights. And I feel bad for the little guys. I don't feel bad for the actors and actresses who are making, a shit ton of money, whether it does good or bad. Who the fuck cares? I got paid. Especially when one, and the one being Rachel Zegler, spent the last 2 years just trashing this movie, burying it to the ground. So someone actually made a graph of every single Disney remake and how it did at the box office compared to Snow White. It's their lowest performing. It's just right under Dumbo. It's so far away from The Little Mermaid or Mufasa or Aladdin. The movie ended up making $353 million worldwide. And if Snow White is lower than that, then I think it's pretty safe to say that, I don't know, Snow White could do between 3 to 320, unless it gets some giant boost out of nowhere. But like I said on this video, when I went to see the movie, the day it came out, the theater was empty for a big Disney movie. It says right here that Dumbo on its opening day made $15.2 million, and Snow White did $16 million in its first day, so just a little bit more than Dumbo. Dumbo is not as popular nor as relevant culturally as Snow White. Don't get me wrong, Dumbo is popular, but at the same time, this movie came out at a time when Disney was barely starting to make the remakes, if I'm not mistaken. I know that it was one of the first ones to come out, and on top of that, you have, well, a character that isn't as popular as Snow White. In my opinion, if the movie was done right and the casting wasn't, well, fucking whack, and on top of that, the script was good, I'm sure the movie could have made between 700 million to $1 billion. And going back to the article, it says overseas, Snow White also opened slightly behind projections with 44.3 million for a global launch of 87.3 million. The film was estimated to collect 100 million globally, so it's like 13 to 14 million dollars short. Still, this cinematic take on the 1937 animated classic has notched the lowest domestic debut to date, below even 2019's Dumbo. Okay, I thought it was doing better than Dumbo, which took flight with $45 million without adjusting for inflation. Had legit the easiest way to make $1 billion. And you guys fumbled, and trust me, I don't like Disney. It's not like I'm rooting for them. Like, come on, my multi-trillion-dollar company, you got this. No, never. You know, you could have had it if you guys weren't so fucking stupid. I'm looking at these reviews from IMDb. Who are the 1.5K people who voted this movie a 10 out of 10? Now, I completely get it if you enjoyed it, right? Especially if you're young. Like I've said before, it's not a movie for people like me. But how could anyone rate this movie a 10 out of 10? This is either A, your first time watching a movie ever, or B, you're just fucking around and trolling, because there's no way. I'm scared of people like that. I think if you give it like a 5 or a 6, I think that's completely valid. Even the 2, honestly. 36,000 people gave it a 1 star. And the top review says, as always, whenever there's negative hype around a movie, my mindset is always prove them wrong, give them a chance, which is low-key the mentality that I took when I went to see the movie. I was like, if it's good, I'll just say that it's good. You know what? But if it's shit, I'll say that it's horrible. And, well, you guys saw my review. It's diabolical. Honestly, I can't understand how so much money and so much time has gone into this. The final result is cringe-worthy. It's an absolute shocker. I am stumped to find any positives. I think my one positive was like Rachel Zegler wasn't as annoying as she usually is. One of the only positives. It looks and feels artificial. The sets, the animals. I'm with you. I think the CGI looks bad. And it's not like this is some indie movie. The CGI legitimately looks ugly to look at points. Snow White, a soulless, unnecessary remake. Another unnecessary remake. 1 out of 10. OMG, so bad. This movie makes no sense. It is a complete disaster. My 3-year-old was so upset. Wait, 3-year-olds can talk? I learned how to talk when I was like 8 years old. This is news to me. My 3-year-old was so upset because the cartoons that she watched did not look the same in the film. Disney did not work on the script, horrible actor selection, and extremely poor CGI. Amen. Just watch the original. I'm with you. People are being way too harsh. 8 out of 10? What is this person smoking? 7 out of 10? It's not as bad as people are saying it is. All right, it's like a 4 at best. I do think, right, the people that are giving this a 0 out of 10 or a 1 out of 10, I think they're obviously trolling, because I don't think it's one of the worst movies to ever be made. There's so many that I could name before Snow White. Truth be told, if I had to put a rating to this movie after what 2-3 days, I think the movie is like between a 3 to a 4. I don't think it goes any higher than that. Hopefully this teaches Disney a lesson, but I doubt it. I mean, the live remakes are not going to stop anytime soon, and a lot of people are sick of them, and truth be told, I don't blame them. They're soulless, and it's just a fucking CGI movie. At that point, you might as well let AI write the script, edit the movie, and upload it to YouTube or send it to the movie theaters. But yeah, that's the last update we got regarding this movie. Not doing too hot. Everyone that has a good taste for movies will not like this movie. If I ever meet anyone, they're like, yo, I love movies. And I'm like, yo, I love movies as well. Like, let's be BFFs now. They're like, you know what? One of my favorite movies is Snow White. I'll be like, dude, nah. I am removing your movie watcher card, because ain't no way you think this is a good movie. The dick writing you're doing will not get you to start in a Disney movie, little bro. So chill out with that. But anyways, with that said, I'm out. Subscribe to the channel. Drop a like before you go. And I'll see you next time, all right? Bye.